you going?
I'm going to get my wallet.
Bring me my red back with my makeup.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 90-day fiancé quotes. Number 10, don't terrorize me with your pregnancy. Andre has brought plenty of drama with a capital D. During an infamous discussion with his wife, Elizabeth, she expresses concern about her hubby's lack of a job.
Ask him for a job.
I don't want to ask for him for a job.
Because of your pride and your ego, you refuse.
Andre retorts by telling her not to use the impending birth of their child to scare him into action.
Don't terrorize me with your pregnancy.
Although Elizabeth is thrown for a loop, she's quick to use his own words against him. Andre's bizarre quote sparked a conversation that remains seared in fans' minds. Number 9. What you say? In one of the most explosive fights on 90 Day to Date, Pedro goes head-to-head with his wife Chantel's family, but he has his biggest confrontation with River. Tensions had been brewing between the two before this particularly heated dinner. After River lets out a few choice words, Pedro retorts with a short and unforgettable question.
Hey, what you say? Shut up. What you say?
These 3 words mark the start of a tense physical altercation. After they've separated, Pedro ends dinner by kicking over the food. Number 8. He just changed the whole history of our future. After watching a clip where her fiancé, Michael, describes her as an elder, Angela Deem takes offense and storms off set.
Y'all think I'm cheating? I'm done.
She returns to tell him that his comment has totally changed the trajectory of their upcoming nuptials and that they are 100% done. Of course, fans know this isn't the end for the pair.
He just changed the whole history of our future.
But although Angie seems to have forgiven him, we're convinced that she'll never forget Michael's age remark or how she got back at him. Number 7. You're a user, Mohamed. Armed with proof of his extramarital affairs, Danielle travels all the way from Sandusky, Ohio to Miami, Florida for the showdown of the season. She arrives at his home with a script in hand outlining all the pain he's caused. Frustrated by his lack of compassion, Danielle goes off script and calls him out for all his bad decisions. Unfortunately, not much is resolved here, but at least she dealt Mohamed a gem of a comeback.
You're a user, Mohamed. You used me.
Number 6. You gotta cut it on a bias, babe. During an ill-fated family dinner, Darcy and Jesse squabble over how to properly slice a cooked steak. Unimpressed with her beau's knife skills, Darcy instructs him to,
You gotta cut it on a bias, babe. Like, you gotta slice it on the side.
Jesse becomes more salty when she reminds him of her restaurant experience.
If you cut it on a bias at a slant, it saves the juice. I've worked in restaurants, so, okay.
I'm done.
A fed-up Jesse leaves in a fury, and Darcy is left to prepare the rest of the meal to her liking. Their awkward exchange in the kitchen just led to a heaping helping of tension for the rest of the evening. Number 5. I can tote it. The fearless Angela doesn't have much of a filter. At one point, Angela discusses her pregnancy concerns with her daughter Skyla. The conversation starts fairly normally, but things take a severe turn when Angela asks if Skyla would be willing to donate to a pregnancy cause. The mom further tries to bargain by saying she could carry a child.
Don't ask me to have y'all, baby.
I can tote it. I just need your egg.
After Angela used the term tote in this shocking quote, fans probably couldn't say tote from then on without thinking of Angela. Number 4. Bring me my red bag with my makeup. As one of the most tumultuous couples in the history of the TLC franchise, Anfisa and George always made viewers pay attention. Fans had just grown to expect things to go south whenever these two were around. However, no one was expecting this outburst. George and Anfisa were having a relatively calm exchange. As he prepares to step away, Anfisa makes an over-the-top demand for her makeup bag.
What?
Where you going?
I'm going to get my wallet.
Bring me my red back with my makeup.
Both her volume and her tone were jarring to George and the viewers at home. Number 3. Things are about to get a little bit more stupider. Before they received their own spin-off series, The Family Chantel, these reality stars were pumping out some of 90 Day's most memorable dialogue. They rarely held back their true feelings about any situation, so after being referred to as stupid Americans by Pedro's family, Chantel's mom, Karen, throws out an odd head-scratcher of a comeback.
They may have thought that they've met some stupid Americans,
But things are about to get a little bit more stupider.
Although it wasn't the most witty or thought-out comeback, it's so entertaining to hear it that it became one of the show's most rewatchable pieces of dialogue. Number 2, who is against the queen will die. After starting a feud with fiancé Colt's family, Larissa turns a backyard barbecue into a battleground. Larissa whips out some of her meanest and loudest words when fighting with Colty's cousin. Their conflict results in her issuing a stern and memorable warning.
Who is against the queen will die.
Referring to herself in the third person as the queen was a big statement. Most of the family just tries to stay out of the way as she continues to trade verbal barbs. Even her fiancé Colt doesn't make an attempt to stop the queen from continuing her rant. Number 1, I like the view. Nyeh. When Big Ed joined the 90-Day cast, his treatment of his long-distance girlfriend Rose definitely caused outrage. It seemed like Rose knew better, and knew Ed's compliments weren't enough of an apology. During a poolside exchange, he tried to call her his best view, but she quickly rejects this attempt at a compliment.
I like the view.
You do?
Yes.
You're my best view.
Yeah.
I mean
You're
it.
so sweet.
It definitely deserves to go down as one of the most quotable moments in the series history.